in stereo. This is Southern California's #1 rock and roll oldies station, KRLA, Pasadena.
Go! Hip, hip! Hip, hip!
Promise me your lips are mine.
Hip, hip!
Josephine, tonight's the time.
Hip, hip!
I will squeeze and hold you tight.
Hip, hip!
Pack each kiss with dynamite.
Hip, hip!
Yes, tonight, Josephine. Yes, tonight.
Yes, tonight!
Everything, Josephine, will be alright.
Be alright!
Well, I'm gonna give my heart to you. Don't ask me if I love you, 'cause you know it's true tonight. Josephine, yes, tonight.
Yes, tonight!
I have loved you from the start.
Hip, hip!
I will keep you in my heart.
Hip, hip!
I will get you by and by.
Hip, hip!
If I don't, I sure will try.
Hip, hip!
Yes, tonight, Josephine. Yes, tonight.
Yes, tonight!
Everything, Josephine, will be alright.
Be alright!
Well, I'm gonna give my heart to you. Don't ask me if I need you, 'cause you know I do tonight. Josephine, yes, tonight.
Yes, tonight!
I'll be Jack and you be Jill.
Hip, hip!
Love me till my heart grows still.
Hip, hip!
Baby, when you hear me shout,
Hip, hip!
kiss me quick, knock me out.
Hip, hip!
Yes, tonight, Josephine, yes, tonight.
Yes, tonight!
Everything, Josephine, will be alright.
Be alright!
Well, I'm gonna give my lips to you. Don't ask if I want you, 'cause you know it's true tonight. Josephine, yes, tonight. Tonight, Josephine, yes, tonight.
AM 1110 in stereo with Jim Pewter. And right now, the man who just sang that great hit from 1957, the one and only, he's here in person, Johnnie Ray. Welcome, Johnny.
Thank you, Jim. It's a pleasure to talk to you again.
Yeah, it's been a couple of years since we sat down and reminisced about your career, but you're so active. Again, I know you're doing a lot of shows around the world, and you're going to be appearing at the Vine Street Bar and Grill August 2nd through August 5th, which will be...
Yes, that's quite a big thing for me because, you know, every entertainer that lives here in Los Angeles or Hollywood or Beverly Hills, they want to, you know, appear here so their friends can come and see them. And it's only been the last couple of years that we have had the opportunity, and the people who run the Vine Street Bar and Grill have made that possible for a lot of us to appear in our own backyard, so to speak. So I'm looking forward to it very much.
Yeah, it's on Vine Street, right near Hollywood and Vine. Let's go back in your career, early 50s, when you recorded a song that's become a classic down through the years, a tune called Cry, and I know that's the one that you always sing in concert, and it was such a dynamic tune at the time. How did you find the tune?
We were at, I've had my first real professional session, so to speak, was in New York City. And Mitch Miller, who was my boss and A&R man for Columbia Records at that time, had come up with Cry, which he'd found on an obscure label and had been written by an amateur songwriter. It was a black fellow by the name of Churchill Coleman, and he lived in Pittsburgh, and he was night watchman at Pittsburgh dry cleaning factory. And he found this song, and we recorded it in New York, and I don't think Churchill ever had in mind what we did to it. Sort of took it apart and put it together again. And the night we recorded it, I sort of felt there was some kind of strange chemistry going on. And at the same session, we did two other songs called Broken Hearted and Please Mr. Sun. And at that time, they always tried to do 4 songs in 3 hours of recording session time. And so we had about 35 minutes left over. And we didn't have any idea what the 4th song would be because we hadn't planned on doing 4 until I came up with the idea of doing a song that I had written when I was just a kid called The Little White Cloud That Cried. And so we did that in about a minute and a half, as long as it takes you to listen to it, as long as it took us to tape it. And they put it out back to back. So the next thing I found myself visiting Australia and England and all the places all over the world.
It was one of the biggest selling records, 1951, and throughout the 50s, and it's still heard today. This is the original Cry with Johnnie Ray. Let's listen on KRLA.
If your sweetheart sends a letter of goodbye, it's no secret you feel better if you cry. When waking from a bad dream, don't you sometimes think it's real? But it's only false emotions that you feel. If your heartaches seem to hang around too long, and your blues keep getting bluer with each song, remember sunshine can be found behind a cloudy sky. So let your head down and go on and cry. If your heartaches seem to hang around too long, and your blues keep getting bluer with each song, well now remember sunshine can be found behind a cloudy sky. So let your hair down and go right on, baby, and cry. Well, now, gee, but it's great after staying out late, walking my baby back home. Arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby back home. But we go along harmonizing a song, or I'm reciting a poem. The hours go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile and cuddles her cheek to my chest. We start into pet, and that's when I get her powder all over my vest. And just when I try to straighten my tie, she wants to borrow my comb. One kiss and then we continue again, walking my baby back home. Well, gee, but it's great after staying out late, walking my baby back home. Well, arm in arm over meadow and farm, walking my baby home. Well, we go along singing a song, I'm reciting a poem. Well, the hours go by and they give me the eye, walking my baby back home. We stop for a while, she gives me a smile and cuddles her cheek to my chest. Well, we started to pet, and that's when I get her powder all over my vest. And just when I try to straighten the tie, she wants to borrow my comb. One kiss and then we do it again, walking my baby back home.
Johnnie Ray from the summer of 1952, Walking My Baby Back Home. And then Johnny's big #1 hit, Cry. This is Jim Pewter, and Johnny is our special guest, and it's always great to talk to you. You're one of our favorite artists down through the years. And for some of the people listening who may not be aware of it, Johnnie Ray preceded Elvis Presley on the musical scene, and he was one of the first to, the girls shrieked over you, as we say, and screamed, and it was chaotic, wasn't it, in the early 50s after Cry?
Yes, it was rather chaotic in the sense that at that time I had sort of been elevated to what they call a teenage idol, and I wasn't prepared for any of that because publicity-wise and all of that sort of thing, there's nothing that happened since then, since Frank Sinatra in the 40s. And, of course, it put me into a way of life that I was totally unprepared for, and that continued for over 7 years all over the world until Elvis came onto the scene, which was 7 years later. And then that sort of followed me around, but it also leveled off. In the meantime, there were a lot of other people that come along, like Pat Boone, and there was Eddie Fisher, and, of course, Vic Damone, and a lot of people that came along. This is all before the Beatles came here from England. So it was quite a revolution going on music-wise even at that time. At that time, I thought, well, the only way I could see popular music going, I think now, would probably be in country and western. And, of course, that's exactly what happened with Glenn Campbell and those sort of people.
Let's talk about a group that backed you up on your hit Cry.
The Four Lads.
The Four Lads, yeah.
Well, I hadn't met the Four Lads until that very night that we talked about earlier when I recorded Cry. We all went to the studio that night. And I can remember it very vividly because it was 10 o'clock at night, and that's rather a strange time to show up in the studio to record. Nowadays, of course, nothing, but in that time, at 10 o'clock at night, you'd probably be just about finishing a session. And we came into the studios, and here were these four very nice young Canadian kids, all from Toronto, and they were the Four Lads. And we met that night, and of course, we became instant friends. And all the arrangements that came off of that session were called head arrangements because there were no charts or no arrangements made. And it was just up to them with their talent to come up with the harmony in the background, and that's exactly what happened. Of course, they backed up me several of my records, and then later on they went on to become very big headliners on their own.
Yeah, let's call them back for one of their early hits from the 50s, The Mockingbird. All right, Johnny?
Love it.
Yeah, we'll hear it next on KRLA.
Hi, I'm home.
Oh, poor baby. What happened to you?
I may never jog again.
You left here this morning with the Olympic spirit, and you come back looking like your torch has gone out.
I may never walk again.
I anticipated
I
this.
bet you did.
And while you were out imitating an athlete, I went to Thrifty.
Would you lower me down into this chair,
And I got
please?
this sports cream.
need a little
Sports
help
cream
here.
works on sore muscles, and the 3-ounce size is on sale at Thrifty. Regular $3.99 for $3.49. Rub in the sports cream, and before you know it, you're not sore anymore.
Lift your leg up.
Now, you're going to have to do that yourself.
What's this?
Poison oak.
I anticipated this.
Don't talk
I got this
Lanacane, anesthetic cooling cream medication. The 1-ounce size, regular $2.29, on sale at Thrifty for $1.89. Lanacane for skin irritations like insect bites, dryness, chapped skin.
There you are,
Good
all
wife.
fixed up. Oh, sunburn. I didn't anticipate that.
Lanacane's good for sunburn, too. Sale prices good through Tuesday.
A Toyota standard bed truck. It'll work from sunup to sundown, and if you're not too tired, by the light of the moon, too. It'll work in the heat of summer when even the grasshoppers look for shade. It'll work in the dead of winter when the chill runs through your bones, because that's what it was built to do. Work hard. And the price it would take to buy this truck, that isn't hard to take. $59.98. That's Toyota's suggested retail price, $59.98. The dealer's actual price may vary. Price does not include tax, license, transportation, options, or regionally required equipment. It does, however, include a big 2.4-liter engine that produces all the power and torque a working truck needs. No wonder the truck world has given this Toyota a well-deserved well done. Oh, 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 what a feeling.
Now you can enjoy a real ocean cruise for only $75. Visit another country and be home again the same evening aboard the luxurious MS Viking Princess. Your spirits will soar as you leave San Diego en route to Ensenada for 2 hours of duty-free shopping, colorful cantinas, and beautiful beaches. You can swim or just relax in the sun, watch a movie or live entertainment, visit our disco, casino, or nightclub, or relax with a cocktail in one of our romantic lounges. Day cruises depart San Diego Sunday through Thursday at 10 a.m. and return at 11 p.m. for $75. For $85 on Friday and Saturday, return arrival is 1 a.m. Lower prices for children, seniors, and active military. The chef's gourmet lunch and dinner is not included in the price, but pleasantly affordable. For reservations, call Crown Cruise Line toll-free, 800-553-8900 for an ocean cruise you'll never forget.
Ship's Registry, Panama.
It's AM 1110, KRLA.
The mockingbird sang his song by the break of morn. The mockingbird sang his song, then a song was Well, the mockingbird, 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 the mockingbird, the lover looked down to see what he heard. The love put the voice in the mockingbird. A song was born. He liked what he heard. The song was sung by the mockingbird, singing Lord, hear me. Well, the lover looked down and he blessed the bird. He gave it the power to sing his word, to sing about the joy of his heavenly land, when none but the good and right shall stand. Well, his voice did rumble, his voice did rock. The earth was shaken by the mighty shock, singing, wow, wow, wow. Oh, sing, little mockingbird, sing your song. Well, he sang and sang, his voice was heard, his tune was carried by every bird to the ends of the earth. This morning rang out, so when the fire burns, you want to shout. That's how a song was born.
Four Lads with Jim Pewter, and that's the Mockingbird. My special guest is Johnnie Ray. Johnny, let's talk about another one of your hits, The Little White Cloud That Cried. This is a song that you wrote. A lot of people aren't aware of that, or some of the younger listeners that are channeled into us right now. A song that is just great. It has a lot of emotion, and you still sing this live today, don't you? Yeah.
Well, Jim, I almost have to do this and cry and Walking in the Rain, all those records, because they sold so many records that wherever I go, people ask to hear all these records that they remember it so much. And if I don't do them, and there's about 8 or 9 of them, people feel cheated if they don't hear it. And I try to keep the act as contemporary as possible, which means doing that much more time. But yet, The Little White Cloud That Cried is always there. And it is a song I did write. I was just a kid when I wrote it. And I don't want anybody to get the idea that I take myself seriously as a writer, because as long as it took me to compose this song, it's about the same amount of time it took me to record it. The story sort of tells itself. Of course, at that time, I was a very sensitive and a very emotionally detached kid. That's because I had this hearing loss that I had all of my life. Because I've been wearing a hearing aid since I was about 14. And let's see, I'm 56 now, so how many? Well, that'd be all of my life. And so the hearing, when I had, when you lose your hearing when you're a very young kid, you sort of withdraw. And I didn't have a real problem communicating with, let's say, my friends or anything like that. I just, my hearing loss was gradual, and I withdrew. And a lot of the songs that I wrote during that period, between that and the period of being 14, 18, 19, 22, 23 in there, I think I had this emotional disturbance because of the hearing loss. And then later I became very involved here in Pasadena with the Hear Foundation down here in Del Mar. And Dr. Theobald Griffith and all of them, we all worked together with that foundation. And but we can get into an hour and a half on that. But that's another subject.
Yeah, let's bring back the little white cloud that cried. All right.
Okay.
Yeah, Johnnie Ray with Jim Pewter on AM 1110. This is KRLA.
I went walking down by the river, feeling very sad inside, when all at once I saw in the sky the little white cloud that cried. He told me he was very lonesome and no one cared if he lived or died, and said sometimes the thunder and lightning make all the little clouds hide. He said, have faith in all kinds of weather, for the sun will always shine. Do your best and always remember the dark clouds pass with time. He asked me if I'd tell all my world just how hard those little clouds try. That's how I know I'll always remember the little white cloud that sat right down and cried.
That's Johnnie Ray with Jim Pewter, The Little White Cloud That Cried. That originally came out on the OK label. It was a rhythm and blues label that Columbia owned at the time. And the other side was Cry, so you had a double-sided hit.
We will never know which one sold the most records, because in those days the dealers and distributors ordered by the label number, not by its title.
Mm-hmm.
And so to this day they don't know which one sold the most records. But I'm lucky that it was a two-sided hit, because it just put me in double that much more business, so to speak.
How did the fame with Cry and The Little White Cloud That Cried change your life? Was it quite hectic for you emotionally to handle the fame and the shows and you know, the applause and autographs and all that? Were you able to handle that?
I would say that I handled it fairly well, because you have to remember, Jim, that when I was just a kid growing up on the farm up in Oregon, because that was where I was born and raised, up a little town called Dallas, Oregon. And from the time I was about 5 years old, I always knew what I wanted to do with my life, and that was to be in show business. And for no reason whatsoever, my show business my ambitions had nothing to do with my family. There was nothing in my family background that had anything to do with it. It was just something like a calling, and I knew what I wanted to do. And so when it did happen, everybody seemed surprised except myself. And of course, at that time, I have to admit I had a nasty little temper and all of that for a kid that age. But all in all, I would say I handled it fairly well. But then on the other hand, the people around me might not have thought so. But that's just the way I look at it.
I want to hear Just Walking in the Rain again. How about you? That was such a big hit in 1956. And the story behind the tune was...
it's a very strange story. It was written by 4 convicts. And as I get the story, and I presume it's true, they were doing time in some penitentiary in Georgia or Alabama. And Mitch Miller got a hold of this tune, and Just Walking in the Rain. And Oh, I did it, and I didn't really have much faith in it. The thing I remember most notably about it was the kid that was doing the whistling on it had to keep a straight face for about 2.5 minutes. And here I had a lemon in the studio, and I was sucking on this lemon in front of him. That was kind of evil in those days. And he had to keep a straight face and do what you're about to hear.
All right.
But we did it, and it came off.
All right, here it is from 1956. That's the voice of Johnnie Ray. This is Jim Pewter on a Saturday with you. Just Walking in the Rain, one more time on KRLA.
Just walking in the rain, getting soaking wet, torture in my heart by trying to forget. Just walking in the rain, so alone and blue, all because my heart still remembers you. People come to window, they always stare at me, shake their heads in sorrow, saying, who can that fool be? Just walking in the rain, thinking how we met, knowing things could change. Somehow I can't forget.
Just walking in the rain, walking in the rain, walking in the rain, just walking in the rain all day.
People come to their window, they always stare at me, they're shaking their heads in sorrow, saying, who can that fool be?
Now who can he be?
Just walking in the rain,
Walking in the rain,
thinking how we've met,
walking in the rain,
knowing things have changed.
walking in the rain.
Somehow I can't forget.
What a great memory. That's Johnnie Ray, Just Walking in the Rain from 1956. Johnny's my special guest. This is Jim Pewter. By the way, Johnny was paid tribute in the recent number, big hit, Come On Eileen by Dexy's Midnight Runners. The story is that the lead singer's mother was an ardent Johnnie Ray fan, and the video on the record also features some early Johnnie Ray clips. And according to Alan Eichler, Johnny's publicist, Johnny influenced many, many top rock and rollers, including the Beatles and Elton John. And Ringo Starr was quoted as saying on the Johnny Carson show, Little Richard, Chuck Berry, and Johnnie Ray were the three biggest influences on the Beatles. So that's a fact. That's from Ringo. I want to talk about Laverne Baker and your career when you were on the OK label, which was a subsidiary of the Columbia record company. OK was a rhythm and blues label. You were the first white artist, to my knowledge, that was signed to that label. And you worked with Laverne Baker in Detroit. Is that right, Johnny?
That's correct.
Yeah.
You might say that Laverne, musically, in that part of my career, goes back to the roots of my career, because if it wasn't for the black community, I probably would not be in show business today. If it hadn't been for the support and the affection and the caring of all these people at that time of my life, I probably would not be where I am. I used to work in this club in Detroit with Laverne. Of course, at that time, her stage name was Little Miss Sharecropper. And we worked on the same show at the Flame Show Bar, which no longer exists, in Detroit, Michigan. And we used to do 4 shows a night. And every night was, Monday night would be like New Year's Eve. Saturday night would be like the 4th of July. And it was nonstop entertainment. And of course, my repertoire at that time was very deeply rooted in basic blues. And there were songs like Pretty Eyed Baby, a lot of Ivory Joe Hunter, and that sort of thing that Laverne was singing at that time, as well as myself, along with other songs that I composed, like Whiskey and Gin, Until the Day I Said Goodbye, and other things that were later to be recorded. And that influence had a very positive effect on what was later on happened to me.
We're going to bring on Laverne Baker next. You worked with her. This was one of her big hits from 1954. It's coming up next. Johnnie Ray's my guest. This is Jim Pewter on KRLA.
Oh, great beer guru.
Yes?
I found you at last.
Yes, you have.
You are the great beer guru, aren't you?
Yes, I am.
Are you sure? I mean, I've traveled all over the world, climbed every mountain.
Look, I'm sure. You want to see some ID?
No, that's all right. It's just that beer is so important to me. I mean, where in the world do I find the ultimate great imported taste?
Dos Equis.
Dos Equis, Iowa?
No, Dos Equis beer.
Oh.
Look, Dos Equis Amber in the brown bottle and Dos Equis Special Lager in the new green bottle.
And Dos Equis beer has that unique, great imported taste?
Yes.
My kind of taste?
Yes, your kind of taste, what I like.
The amber in the brown bottle?
Or Special Lager in the new green bottle.
But how can I be sure?
Look, I'm the beer guru. Either you take my word for it, or you taste the Dos Equis.
I think I will taste the Dos Equis.
Good.
Because I'm kind of parched.
Yes.
See, I've been climbing every
I know.
mountain.
Dos Equis, your kind of taste. Amber or Special Lager.
You know, you're right. Dos Equis is my kind of taste.
You thought so?
Great. Now, what do you know about pretzels?
Look, you'll have to talk to the pretzel guru.
Pretzel guru?
Hey, next mountain over.
Of course.
Yes.
I had the weirdest thing happen to me the other day in a Wix furniture store. My wife dragged me there with a fistful of coupons from the newspaper. And we go up to this dining room set, but it's tagged at over $1,500. And then the furniture talks. Yeah, that's right. The dining room says, hey, if you like me, put me on sale, which my wife does with a coupon and saves us $200. Those Wix people, they do strange things.
Clip the coupons from your newspaper and save up to $500 on the merchandise you put on sale during Wix Great Coupon Sale.
So I cut these coupons out of the newspaper and dragged my Harry to Wix. Now, I could have saved $50, $100, up to $500 on merchandise all through the store, but I settled for saving $200 on a contemporary dining room. Look, Harry thinks the furniture talked, so who am I to contradict?
And now, make no payment and pay no finance charges for 90 days when you open or use a Wix charge. Come to the Great Coupon Sale at Wix. Surprisingly Wix. West Covina, Anaheim, Costa Mesa, and Van Nuys.
Halo?
Hello, Ma?
Stefuś?
Yeah, Ma, I got a message you called.
Stefuś, ja mam fotografię od ciebie.
Oh, you got the pictures. Good. How'd you like the
To nie
one...
ty, Stefuś, to nie ma nic od ciebie fotografii.
What do you mean there's none of me? That's me with the baby.
To z brodą?
Yeah, Ma, I grew a beard.
Dobrze, ja ci poślę z powrotem do ciebie.
Just because I grew a beard, you're sending the pictures back?
Nie, ty potrzebujesz na twój album te brody.
Ma, we've got a set for our album. Those are for you. You see, we take our film to Thrifty because of their twin pics.
Thrifty?
Yeah, Ma, with Thrifty twin pics, you always automatically get 2 sets of prints for the one low price.
Ile mniej?
Trust me, Ma, it's low.
Oni ładnie wyglądają, te fotografie, ładnie
Sure, they
wygląda.
look good, Ma. Thrifty uses Kodak paper for a good look.
To Mandy, ona tak wymyślała?
No, Ma, it wasn't Mandy's idea. Twin pics was Thrifty's idea.
Jak tam u Mandy z dzieckiem?
Mandy and the baby are fine.
Stefuś?
Yeah, Ma?
Pocałuj od mamy. Kiss them from me.
Ja go pocałuję. I will, Ma.
This is Southern California's only rock and roll oldie station, KRLA.
Tweedly, 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 dee. I'm as happy as can be. Jiminy crickets, Jiminy Jack, you make my heart go clickety-clack. Tweedly, 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 dee.
a thing. My heart is crying now, but it will laugh again somehow. Forget me, you don't owe me a thing. You lend your heart, you never give. I guess I should have known. These teardrops falling from my eyes are interest on a loan. Alone, don't be nice to me just because I'm your
Anheuser-Busch, St. Louis, Missouri.
Michelob Light.
Jane and Kirk are not at work. They're making hay while the sun shines. Daddy and Don are not mowing the lawn. They're making hay while the sun shines. Just who do they think they are? Horsing around the Del Mar, soaking up sun, watching thoroughbreds run, acting like movie stars.
At 2 p.m. daily except Tuesday, they're racing at Del Mar, but only till September 12th. So better make hay while the sun shines.
Now you won't catch me home watching TV. I'm gonna make hay while the sun shines. Procrastinate and it'll be too late. You gotta make hay while the sun shines. I wanna be where the winners are. I wanna mingle with you, avant-garde, soaking up sun, watching thoroughbreds run, partying down at Del Mar. Now saddle your car and race for Del Mar, 'cause you gotta make hay while the sun shines.
See the San Diego Handicap tomorrow. First race, 2 p.m.
One of the hardest things in planning a family budget is trying to guess just how much some of your monthly bills will be.
Let's see. Mortgage payment, life insurance, department stores, gas company. Gas company.
But now the Southern California Gas Company can help you budget your gas bills for an entire year with a system called the Level Pay Plan. Signing up for the Level Pay Plan helps level out your higher winter gas bills with your lower summer gas bills. Here's how it works. First, the gas company will estimate your total gas bill for the next 12 months by determining how much gas you've used in the past. Then they'll divide by 12 to come up with an average monthly payment based on the current rates. So to budget your gas bills for an entire year, look in your August gas bill for complete details on the Level Pay Plan. Or call the gas company for more information.
Gas company. Well, that should be about the same as last month's bill.
The gas company's Level Pay Plan. It's something you should plan on.
KRLA and an oldies but goodies classic.
Yes, it's me and I'm in love again. Had no love and say you know when. You know I love you, yes I do. And I'm saving all my love in jail for you. Need your loving and I need it bad. Just like a dog when he's going mad. Ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee. Baby, won't you give your love to me? Any minute and money more. Told me you didn't want me around no more. Ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee. Baby, don't you let your dog bite me. Yes, I do, and I'm saving all my love in jail for you. Any minute and money more. Told me you didn't want me around no more. Ooh-wee, baby, ooh-wee. Baby, don't you let your dog bite me. medal on. Gonna show how much I love her. I'll let her know one way or the other. Our love's gonna be written down in history, just like Romeo and Juliet. Straight. I'm gonna put Romeo's fame right smack dab on a date. Oh, right now I'm speculating. Wonder what tomorrow's gonna really bring. If I don't find work tomorrow, it's gonna be heartache and sorrow. Our love's gonna be destroyed by a tragedy, just like Romeo and Juliet.
Reflections, just like Romeo and Juliet, and right before them we had Fats Domino and I'm in Love Again. Wasn't it great hearing from Johnnie Ray? When we continue, we'll have a Motown memory.
The following Olympic report is sponsored by Conroy's Florists, proud supplier of florist products to the 1984 Olympic Games.
This is Mike Barry with the latest Olympic report via satellite from Los Angeles. The pomp and circumstance of the opening ceremonies continues at the Los Angeles Coliseum, filled to the brim with eager spectators taking in the sights and sounds. Among them, our Gil Santos. Gil?
Mike, the spectacular here at the Los Angeles Coliseum just continues unabated. It's just one incredible thing after another. After hearing the grand music and seeing the dancing display put on by thousands of people on the stadium floor, the crowd here at the Coliseum, 88,000 the official seating capacity, but well over that here at the stadium. The crowd then became a part of this David Wolper special, and I'm going to tell you, the man has outdone himself with a marvelous, marvelous show so far, and I'm sure it'll get nothing but better the rest of the way. But the crowd participated. Under their seats were colored cards inside of plastic bags. They were asked to take the colored cards out of the plastic bags and at the count of 5, hold them up. When they did, unveiled across the panorama of the stadium were the flags of every nation, the 140 nations that are represented here at the 23rd Olympic Games. It was just a beautiful, beautiful sight. And now off to our left, the official parade of the Olympians is about to begin. This is Gil Santos at Memorial Coliseum, where it's gorgeous.
Thank you, Gil. Still to come, the athletes, some 8,000 strong, marching in. Mike Barry, ABC Sports.
No doubt by now you've seen them all over the place. They've become a household word. And, of course, we're talking about Conroy's, your convenient, full-service florists, located on major intersections throughout Southern California. Perhaps as you've driven by the brilliant cascade of colorful flowers that is Conroy's Florist trademark, you've asked yourself, do they deliver? Will they do my wedding or party? Or just make something special for me? The answer is yes. You see, Conroy's are full-service florists, helping you make every occasion in life something special. Regardless of your needs, desires, or the expressions you want to send, Conroy's Florists can help you show how much you care. Conroy's, the convenient full-service florists, open every day of the year, where you can also charge by phone. And they're a proud supplier to the 1984 Olympic Games.
This Olympic report has been sponsored by Conroy's Florists, proud supplier of florist products to the 1984 Olympic Games.
You don't have time to be a mechanic, but you do have to take care of that car. So leave it up to the Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack, the great service place. Pep Boys mechanics do the job right at the right price with famous Prestone 2 coolant antifreeze. Won't evaporate. A must for every car. Special now through Sunday, only $4.29 a gallon, limit 6. The 3 best friends your car ever had. The Pep Boys.
With the Pep Boys, Manny, Mo, and Jack.
If you're planning a trip to a theme park during the Olympics, why ride in this? When you could be riding in this. The the side-drifting, high-banking Sarajevo bobsled at Six Flags Magic Mountain. Or this. The whitewater thrill of roaring rapids at Magic Mountain. Think about it. Magic Mountain is the only family theme park in Los Angeles that's outside the commotion of Olympic activities. So the traffic keeps moving, and so does the fun. So if you want to avoid this, come to this. The 100 fun-filled, high-flying rides, shows, and adventures waiting for you at Six Flags Magic Mountain, just 25 minutes north of Universal.
The traffic may be starting to back up around the Olympics, but it's clear sailing to Six Flags Magic Mountain, the only theme park in Los Angeles away from the Olympic congestion.
KRLA and the Motown sound. That's all the time. I'll be sitting in for Johnny Hayes tomorrow. And let's see, coming up we have Mucho Morales. And then at 8 o'clock, your dedications and requests with Huggy Boy. At midnight, Wolfman Jack all night long. And this is Jim Pewter. And next week on our show, Tony Orlando will be stopping by. Until then, you keep it straight ahead. Bye-bye.
In stereo, this is Southern California's #1 rock and roll oldies station, KRLA, Pasadena.